Hello everyone. So we know that Spotify launched in India a few days back, and we also know that India is a very competitive market. There is Ghana.com, there is Geo Savan. What is it that makes this Spotify offering so compelling, and what is it? What gives it the confidence to really go into any market and compete with the local biggies there? Well, the answer is the tech and a lot of AI tech which powers the app, and that's what we're going to discuss in this video. So when you talk about AI tech, we are talking about largely talking about this recommendation tray which you are seeing here, and this is something which Spotify excels in. So you talk to any Spotify user, they'll tell you that it's as if Spotify can read their mind and knows what they like without explicitly telling Spotify. Now, how does it do it? So there are three things which are happening in the back end. The first bit is, and these three are these are AI algorithms in place. So the first bit is collaborative filtering. So when people hear the word collaborative filtering, they generally think of Netflix and the Netflix app is open now, as it was one of the first companies to use this method to power a recommendation model. And even on Netflix, you will find recommendation like this particular tray is a recommendation which has happened because of what I've watched on Netflix some time back. Now, what do you mean by collaborative filtering? In a simple layman language, if basically I have watched Sherlock Holmes, and if Netflix finds other people, basically tries and finds other people who watch Sherlock Holmes and sees what is the other kind of content that they are liking, and based on that it shows me the recommendation tree. I mean, that's the simplest kind of collaborative filtering which can be used. And the one big difference between Netflix and Spotify is that Netflix uses the movie ratings as a means to understand your interests. Spotify's data is implicit feedback. So basically things like so again, back on the Spotify app, so basically what's the feedback that Spotify looks at is things like have you liked the song, or you've added to playlist or added to queue, stuff like that, which tells Spotify your preference for a particular number. So that was the first bit. The second bit is NLP, or natural language processing. So what this basically does is, so this is basically the ability of the computer to understand human speech. And how does Spotify do it? Well, it crawls the web constantly looking for blog posts and any kind of other written text about music to find out what people are saying about specific artists and songs, which adjectives and what particular language is frequently used in reference to those artists, and also which other artists and songs are being discussed alongside them. Right, so that is the second kind of intelligence which powers the recommendation engine of Spotify. And the third bit which powers the recommendation engine of Spotify is the analysis of the raw audio models itself. And this is something which is very unique to the Spotify recommendation system. First, understand why we need to do this. Now, take for example a song which your friend has put up on Spotify. Now, maybe it is just some 10 or 15 people listening to it. So, there are very few other listeners to collaboratively filter it against. Right? So, that bit is not going to work. The second, and if it's very new, it's not going to be mentioned anywhere on the internet. So, an NLP or natural language processing models won't pick it up. Now, when you actually analyze the raw audio track, right? But now the question here is, how can you analyze the raw audio track? Well, and you do that with neural networks, and it's really the same kind of technology which is used in facial recognition software. And in Spotify's case, it's been modified for use on audio data instead of facial pixels. And just like a human would listen to an audio track and kind of and know whether it's something which he likes or does not like. Similarly, an algorithm can analyze the raw audio data and put it into certain buckets and then again use it to power the recommendation. Well, so that was it. Collaborative filtering, NLP, and raw audio models analysis. This is what powers the recommendation engine of Spotify. Thank you.